Treating waterlogged wood can be tricky. After the timbers had been recorded, the team moved the project on to the next stage, conservation. The wood from the Newport ship was contaminated with iron. If the team had left the wood in the state, then it would encourage further decay, causing problems in years to come when reassembling and displaying the ship. To deal with this issue, the 1700 timbers were soaked in a chemical solution of ammonium citrate for several months. This allowed the iron to be washed out. At present, the timbers are hidden away under tarpaulin in another chemical solution, this time of polyethylene glycol, also called PEG. The PEG will replace the water within the timbers, making the wood stronger and more stable. This process has been a lengthy one, taking over 2 years. We hope that the first set of timbers will be removed from the PEG in March 2012. At the end of this process, the timbers will be freeze-dried here at the ship center. It is also the job of the conservator to look after all of the objects that were found during the excavation. They use tools like X-ray machines and CT scanners to look inside objects without damaging them. This is especially useful for complicated objects like the ship's pump, which is made from wood, leather, and iron. Some objects are cleaned mechanically by hand, while others are cleaned with chemicals. Right now I'm primarily working on the small objects, things like rope, basketry, leather, textiles, so I clean them and come up with a treatment plan for them. My name is Marie Jordan and I'm the conservator for the Newport ship. What I'm working on now is labeled as basketry. I'm gonna be working on cleaning away mud just to see what I can find because nobody's actually gone into this since it was lifted, and hopefully get some sense of pattern or just layout from bits of basketry that I do find. It's important to remember just the sheer breadth of things that go into deciding a treatment, that you have to look at the object as well as what it looks like, just looking at it, but also bear in mind its chemical composition. You have to understand how things interact with one another. So there's quite a bit of science in what I do, as well as just being physically dexterous and being able to clean things carefully, as well as being able to pull all of these things together and make decisions based on the object, based on other people's research, based on my own research. What I'm doing here is just using the syringe to provide a stream of water, and it's just cold tap water, and that just helps me be able to brush soil, little bits of shell, anything that's an inclusion off of the surface of what appears to be a wood chip right now. It's a very gentle way. I'm using a very soft paintbrush to just remove dirt and things that mean that I can't see what I'm actually uncovering. So I'll just do this working broadly from one side to the other as things are revealed. And it is quite neat when I find something that's basketry that's obviously been woven and you can see that it was made by a person, and that's always really exciting, especially because, one, no one is ever going to look at this stuff as closely as I do. Even the person that made it is probably not going to study it as closely as I am. And it's a really wonderful feeling of connection that I'm looking at something someone made 500 years ago, and I'm able to clean it off. A lot of times I may be the first person to touch it in 500 years, even if just through gloves. And that's always quite exciting. When it's quite nice to remember that these were things that people made and that they worked with and that they used every day. And just to have that connection to whoever made it and whoever used it.